Ever wondered how to make your computer do the heavy lifting for math? Today, we're mastering a fundamental C++ challenge. The goal is simple. Take any integer n and print its entire multiplication table from 1 to 10. It's the perfect way to learn loops and input. In this tutorial, we will break down the code step by step from setting up your environment to writing the logic that drives the output. First, we start with our standard setup. We include the IOStream library so our program can talk to the user via the console. Next, we define our main function. This is the heart of every C++ program where the execution begins. We need a place to store the user's number, so we declare an integer variable named n. Simple and effective. Now let's talk to the user. We use cout to print a prompt asking them to provide an integer for our table. We use sin to capture that input and store it directly into our variable n. Now the program knows which number to use. To print 10 different lines, we don't want to write the same code 10 times. Instead, we use a loop, specifically a for loop. A for loop has 3 parts: initialization, the condition, and the increment. We'll start our counter, I, at 1. Our condition is I less than or equal to 10. This ensures the loop runs exactly 10 times, once for each multiplier. Finally, ++i increases our counter by 1 after every turn. This keeps the loop moving forward toward the finish line. Now for the most important part. What happens inside those brackets? This is where the multiplication magic happens. In each iteration, we take our number in and multiply it by the current value of our counter I. We use cout to print the result in a nice format. The number, then an asterisk, then the multiplier, and finally the product. Don't forget endl. This tells the program to move to the next line after printing each multiplication result. Let's walk through it. If n is 5, the first loop prints 5 times 1 equals 5. The counter I then becomes 2. In the second pass, 5 is multiplied by 2. The console displays 5 times 2 equals 10. The process continues. The loop quickly cycles through 3, 4, and 5, calculating and printing the results instantly. Once I reaches 11, the condition becomes false and the loop stops. We've successfully printed the full table. Here is the complete code. It's elegant, short, and very powerful. Take a moment to see how all the pieces fit together. Let's try a different example. What if we want the table for 12? We simply input 12 when prompted. Immediately, the program calculates 12 times 1 through 5. Notice how the logic remains identical regardless of the input. And there we have it, the full multiplication table for 12, generated in less than a millisecond by our code. Imagine if you had to print a table up to 100. With a loop, you only change one number in the condition. One common mistake is starting the counter at 0. This would include n times 0 in your table, which isn't usually required. Another slip-up is using less than 10 instead of less than or equal to. That would stop your table at 9 instead of 10. Good programmers always add comments. It helps others and your future self understand what the code is doing. You could even add validation to ensure the user enters a positive number, though the math works for negatives too. Visualizing the loop as a cycle helps you understand how C++ thinks. It's a repetitive path with a clear exit condition. In terms of performance, this is incredibly fast. Printing 10 lines is a trivial task for modern processors. While other languages like Python make this easy, C++ gives you a deeper understanding of how memory and variables work. Here's a challenge for you. Try modifying the code so the user can choose how far the table goes, not just to 10. Look at how easily our program handles larger numbers like 99. The logic is robust and scales perfectly. The best way to learn is by doing. Copy this code into your favorite editor and try running it yourself right now. Let's look closer at cout. The double less than signs are called insertion operators. They push data into the output stream. You can even use escape sequences like \t for tabs to make your output table look perfectly aligned and professional. If your code doesn't run, check for the infamous missing semicolon. It's the #1 cause of frustration for beginners. To recap, we set up our headers, declared our variable, and got the user's input safely. Then, we used a for loop to iterate 10 times, calculating and formatting the multiplication results on the fly. And we finished by printing a clear, readable table that solves the problem perfectly. Great job! Now that you've mastered loops, you're ready for even more exciting C++ concepts like arrays and functions. Programming is all about solving problems. Each small success like this one builds your skills for the future. If you found this helpful, subscribe for more clear and concise C++ tutorials. Happy coding, everyone! Thanks for watching. See you in the next lesson, where we continue our journey into the world of software development.